Hello, welcome to my channel. My name's Nick. This is going to be another Games I Like to Play video. This one is about Smash Up, specifically the Marvel version. I have played the base game. I don't own it, but I played it a bunch of times, and it plays basically the same as the Marvel version. And the great thing is, too, you can mix all the different expansions and versions together. So you can play the Marvel one with the regular one, and it'll work perfectly fine. So, with that being said, let's get started. So, as with every game, most games, has a little rule book here. Shows you exactly, all the different rules. It's pretty easy setup and pretty easy rules to get to. Once you get into it, it's pretty simple. It can get complicated with all the different abilities and how they interact with each other and the combos you can do. It can start getting kind of crazy, but to start off, it's pretty easy to get going. It's actually I think it's very similar to the Marvel Snap phone game that recently came out. What was that, last year, I think? Card game. The phone game's kind of like a watered down, I guess, phone game version of this almost. You'll see what I mean when we get started. So start off, you got your different factions. And Avengers, Ultimates, Spider Verse, Shield, Sinister Six, Hydra, Kree, and Masters of Evil. And each one has a little description here that says how the deck works, how it plays, and then a complexity level: low, low, medium, 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 high, and high, so on and so forth. So each player would pick two of those to make their deck. And we'll get into that in a minute. And these are the victory points. This is the little victory point token counter things. It's how you count your victory points when you win bases and stuff. So we'll put those to the side for the moment. This is the box. Woo! Holds all the decks, of course, and the little guys and the bases. All right. So now we need to get set up. So give me a second. All right. We're mostly set up. So basically, each player would choose two factions, and then there's decks for each faction. So, so you take the two decks, you put them together, and you shuffle them all up. Put them together and shuffle them all up, and then that becomes your deck. And then you don't really need these guys anymore. And then you got your bases. You get those, you shuffle them up, they're already shuffled. And you draw one for each player plus one. So it'd be three for two players. We're just gonna You can play up to four players, but we're just gonna say we have two players right now. So you have your bases. Now each base, if I can pick it up, each base has victory points. Yay! And a break point. This is how many points you need to score on the base with your cards in order to finish the base essentially. And then this is how many points you get per base. So this would be the person who has the highest points after it breaks would get 4 points, and then second place and third place and fourth place doesn't get anything. And then each base has an ability, which happens at different times. Like this one's after you play a character here, you may look at the top card of your deck and place it on the top of your or bottom of your deck. So that means you get to play it whenever you play a card. There are some of them that you can only do after the base scores, or before this base scores. So it means once it breaks, but before the actual score happens, then it does whatever it's supposed to do. So basically, you just shuffle these guys up, and then you all draw 5 cards. And shuffle it very well. That's fine. So basically, each turn, you can play a character card and an action card, which it'll say right there: character, action. Each turn, you can play one character card, you can play one action card. Or you can just play a character card, or you can just play an action card, or you can do nothing. Completely up to you. But you don't get to refill your hand at the end of each turn. You only get to draw 2 cards. So, and you can only have a max of, I think, 10 cards. So you got to be, you don't want to stop yourself from being able to get more cards. Plus, you want to take locations. So basically, then, like the character, like I said, you need to get like 18 points to break that one. So like she's 4 points. So if you play her there, now you have 4 points on that location. So now it only needs 14 more in order to break. Now, each character has an ability, like hers is a talent, and then each ability has different times it can be played. like different, like the ongoing one. I think, yeah, the ongoing one is constantly happening. The talent, I think, is only once a turn, and then action. I mean, oh yeah, it's an action card, so that's just a one play, and then you put it in your discard pile. But then they also have like base modifiers, which is essentially a ongoing action. So you play it. You play the base modifiers not on a card or just in general. You play it on a base and it stays there, and it is a base modifier. So basically, you just keep taking turns playing cards, playing actions, or playing characters, playing actions until you take a base, and then you get points. And then the first person at the end of a turn who has 15 points wins the game. And then, of course, when a base is defeated, you just draw a new one, and they'll have new abilities, new breakpoints and whatnot. You just keep going. It's pretty simple, really. Once you get going and you start finding crazy combos with the different decks or different card abilities, it can get pretty complicated. But overall, it's pretty simple. But I honestly think it's very similar to Marvel Snap, where you have the different bases, they have different abilities, and then you play cards in the places. It's just a more simplified version of Smash Up. Even, I mean, I really like Marvel Snap. I play it all the time. I really like this game. I played Smash Up a bunch. I played this a couple times. Of course, none of my friends can always get together. I know they're watching. Their fault. That's pretty much it. Like it's really simple, straightforward. It's fun. There are some more expansions. Not there's not as far as I know, there's not any more Marvel expansions, but there's a bunch of regular Smash Up expansions that are really cool. They're all like third party knockoff versions of stuff, like a Godzilla one. I don't remember what it's called. There's like a Godzilla one. There's a Pokemon one. I think there's a like a Sherlock Holmes, and then like a Sailor Moon, and all kinds of different anime and comic book characters ones. But it's not the actual character. It's like a knockoff version. It's pretty funny. So yeah, that's basically it. Simple game, fun, easy to get started. So it was a little bit shorter of a video than normal, but it's not too hard to set up, not too hard to get started, but it's a fun game. I really like it. So that's pretty much it then. Thanks for watching. Follow us on Twitter. Check out our podcast. The newest episode, we're talking about Cradle. The next week's episode, I think we're still going to be talking about Cradle. It might be going on for a little while. And don't forget to subscribe, like, do all the thingamajigs. All right, until next week. Bye.